Be me. 22 and living in shitty basement apartment in the run-down part of town. Staying up extremely late because of existential dread. Almost 1 a.m. Someone knocks on my door. Theffic.jpg sits stunned in my living room wondering what the hell was that. Knocks again. Get up and look out of the peephole. No one is there. Briefly consider opening the door, but don't, as people had been knocking, and hiding under the peephole is a method of breaking and entering in my neighborhood. Leave it closed. Walk back to my couch just in time for another round of knocks. Fuku.gif. Stay up all night waiting for another knock but nothing. The next night. Almost 1 a.m. again. Knocking on my door. Get up and look immediately this time. Still no one. Wait a bit and hear more knocking. Loudly ask who is there. Knocking immediately without pause this time. Slam my hand on the door. Knocking stops. This goes on for 3 or 4 more nights. Night 4 or 5. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Waiting. For the knocks. Actively sitting by my door looking out the peephole to see anyone approaching. Toodark.gif. About to open the door to get whatever I'd going to happen over with. No more knocks. Not that night or any night after. Be me. Be wanting to become monk. Develop profound friendship with girl. Girl and I share all the same interests. Both of us non-sexual, non-romantic. Just like being around each other. A real friendship. Teach friend everything my teachers taught me. She gets into meditation. Unprompted has the same experiences as me. We talk a lot about leaving the world together. Doesn't go anywhere super far. Just fun talks, trying to help each other figure out a wholesome way to live. Mention living with her, she's unsure. Been burned before. Me too, honestly. But we still find ways to trust and like each other. Months go by. Still talk, still play together, still share religious things at times. Be today. Watching 7 years in Tibet. Me and homegirl start talking. Winds up telling me they love being around me and being my friend. We both tell each other we're one of the most important peoples in our lives. Talk about wanting to live in a monastery and bring Buddhism more to America where it's needed. She finally pops the question. Anon, let's go live in a monastery together. I want to grow with you and be around you. I want to go with you. Actually freak out. Cry a little. Say yes, tell her this is the best thing she's ever told me. We joke. Talk about fandom things after a bit of discussion about monastic life. Never been happier. I love my friend and I love being Buddhist. You are going to make it. 3. I'm gonna do a green text because it's easier to catalog this story without rambling because I'm an ADHD sped. Be me. 5. Live in a shitty apartment block. Nighttime, mom and her friends and my friends are outside having fun on a Friday night. We notice weird flashing from the outside light of one of the rooms on the upper area. We decide to go and investigate as a group, weirded the fuck out. Peer inside window, nobody there. Nobody had rented that apartment out at all, so why the fuck was the light even on? Just as we're about to leave, the fucking TV turns on. Not even kidding, the TV switched on. It was one of those TVs that you have to press T buttons on and can't use a remote, nobody in front of TV. All of us are freaking the fuck out. Just then, the channels on the TV start cycling through, going through them one by one. We simply watch in fear and amazement. Neighborhood black kid in the group says fuck this and opens the window and jumps through like a madman. Turns the TV and dashes out, we all go running. We all wonder what the fuck happened decide to just split off for the night. Next day. Me and friends go into apartment. There's cleaning equipment on the couch that hadn't been there before. Investigate apartment, notice nothing out of the apartment. I should note that it's pre-furnished, as when I went into the bedroom, I noticed 2 large body-shaped dents in the bed that were slowly fading, like they just got ooh. We all hear what sounds like a moan or whisper and scatter out the fucking window. Fat friend drops his and Ms. We tell him to come the fuck on as he's complaining. Never go back inside, nobody moves into that apartment. That entire block was haunted. I would feel weirded breezes on days where it was warm and there was no wind and there would be weird sounds and shapes you could hear and see in the dark, especially in the basement areas or in the apartments themselves, with mine having minimal paranormal activity. Haha, that was pretty funny when I found that on it back in the day. Here's one of my experiences that suits your topic. Be me. Comes across MK Ultra stuff which delves more into it and some of their offshoots. Neat, more information to dig into. Listens to videos. Realizes it fits my experience growing up while in a facility pretty closely. Facility was not on public record in any remarkable way, looks like shells. Name of facility was so generic you can't find shit on it online. Facility wasn't open that long and closed shortly after I got out. What I do recall was shady as fuck, and every kid I knew who also was there still walking around recall being experimented on in various ways. Realize I was isolated from the rest and given special treatment. Ask family, they remember those times and my recalling matches up to theirs on how shady and fucking weird it was. Was forced to go there by the school district like the place was above the law. My human rights were violated. There every level almost systematically. There's holes in my memory from then, and the sorts of holes there are signals tampering on someone's part. After leaving the facility, I didn't even know my name anymore. And it took years to get memory back and unblock them. Facility has been buried under the rug by officials and police, obvious signs I shouldn't pry too hard on certain branches, lest I anger something. The facility's practices towards us children was more like lab rats than students. And the drugs we were given looked different than they were supposed to when filled at the pharmacy. Mom was forced to give them my pills to keep her from tampering with whether I get it. When forced to take them I would hallucinate, and reality would appear fluid rather than static. Claimed that since I signed a contract I couldn't be released until they say so, even though contracts are illegal for a minor to be bound by. That's just a bit of that. Creepy, huh? Be me. Few days ago in the hours about 3:20 a.m. Me and GF went out to have our last cigarette before bed. There's a pack of coyote roaming around the area, so we're in high alert, have me shotgun with me. We get to the car, where we smoke and see this cat that's been the yard again. He's sitting behind a pallet just staring towards the wash. We thought it was looking out for the coyotes and stuff. It just kept looking toward the joshua trees looking terrified. Me and GF are on high alert already because of coyote and mountain lions. I heard and feel something coming near me and like a big charge in the air. Thinking it was an animal I turn on my car to scare it off. As soon as I turn on the car my GFC red solid lights come up from the joshua trees. The cat suddenly got terrified and not because of the car. We've started the engine prior to that in our last smoke and it didn't even budge. The cat takes off low to the ground looking up towards the joshua trees. GF says she saw two red lights behind the trees and I thought she meant like the flash of an animal's eyes or something. The craft starts going higher in the sky, stops, and takes off super fast. No drone sounds. There was a weird humming sound that was something I've never heard as it lifted off the ground. It felt as though the air was being manipulated. It takes off southeast and disappears into the night. I'm thinking the lights we saw weren't lights but a propulsion system. Have any of you seen a similar craft? It was the size of a sedan and maybe white and black. Pill-shaped. Post your X-worthy experiences with this substance. I'll go first. Be me, lean skinny male. Off 1230 mg freebase tablets, 360 mg, my first time ever using DXM. Have intense come up with intense vibrations, feels comparable to vibrational state to those who have had an OP. Constantly check clock as the effects increase. Notice basically no time is passing. Freak out and fade out of consciousness. Wake up an hour later, thinking I was still awake through that, glad to see time has passed, but it happens again, and I get stuck in another time loop. Can't use phone, all text is blurry, and I'm too disoriented. Calm susser Todd, it all comes tumbling down song from Evangelion, song plays. Intense Saturn hallucination in the pillow I'm laying on. Try to sleep the high off, but I get sucked into Saturn. Eyes are open, can't see my room. In my own personal hell, complete darkness and full sensory deprivation apart from hearing the song. Song ends and I think I'm dead. Contemplate what makes me as a person and I vividly see an overlay of the tree of life Sephirot on my body, but it quickly fades away. Spend eternity in ego death hole. Wake up at 7 a.m. the next morning feeling great. Be me. Out in bumfuck nowhere.jpg super quiet. Too quiet. No animal noises. Oh no.mp3. Smell something weird. The smell of something dead mixed with sweet-smelling copper fills the air. I know what this is. A Wendigo. Suddenly a shambling shape starts stumbling towards me. I get excited. Looks like an emaciated corpse with highlights. Do you have a cig? What? It replies again, do you have a cig suga? No, I'll suck your dick for a cig suga. Damn it, the Wendigo was a cheap hooker all along. What's the creepiest thing you've ever discovered on the internet? I'll start. Be me as a teenager a few years ago. Fucking around online, researching Columbine massacre, because that was my autistic interest of the day. Come across a YouTube video of the CCTV cafeteria footage of the shooting, and decide to read the comments. I'm no stranger to edgy trolls saying stupid shit, but one comment by the user Linan sticks out to me. She says that the victims were all ugly and look better decomposed. For whatever reason I'm compelled to check out her channel. Her profile pic is of the shooters, and a few of her videos have a few 100,000 views. She looks like a fucking ghoul, her face destroyed by plastic surgery. Her videos involve her creepily talking to the camera and showing off her bedroom decorated with Columbine shooter merch, from blankets to mugs, to even waifu body pillows, no joke. Commenters on her videos are just as confused and disturbed as I am. Her videos have since been deleted, but re-uploads still float around YouTube. A few obscure lost media and mystery channels have talked about her as well. This is yet another terrible gate thread. I have weird memories I can't shake, circa 2010. Be me. 5th or 6th grader of public school system in rural MI Northern Peninsula. Routinely pulled from class with other gifted high test score students. Brought to small room with heavy door, no windows. Never knew what room was used for before. Faint memories of learning separate curriculum. Sat around table, dividers between us, Zener cards. Believe other tests or experiments may have taken place. Memory of what happened in said small room is MIA for the most part. Only remember being dismissed from class periodically to small room. Ex-fags, I can't shake these memories. Gate threads used to pop up like crazy. I figure at least one of you has to know something. Please.